Yeah, so I think phase one is cotton candy. It doesn't deal with the substantive issues. We've talked about it on this show in the past. The systemic differences between China and the United States around state-centric capitalism, subsidies, technology transfer, etc. So phase two is going to have to be much, much deeper and is going to have to address these issues. And of course, there's already talk that China is not willing to discuss those things. So, you know, earlier you talked about the weaponization of the U.S. dollar. Well, I think the non-tariff barrier side of things is going to be far more serious going forward than the tariff side. So by non-tariff barriers and non-tariff measures, I mean export controls, I mean restricted entity lists, and I mean the weaponization of the technology supply chain. I think that's where we're going in the future.
What's the direct impact, do you think, we're going to see on the markets this week? Because there was an initial pop after the announcement that a phase one part of this deal had been completed, and then the market seemed to settle back down. Do you think that there's going to be a renewed confidence as a result of this?
You know, I think this is such a long-term event horizon here that, yes, we're going to see these little bumps, these upticks and downticks in the market when you get these kinds of announcements. But I think fundamentally, if you really look at the direction that both the U.S. and China are going, particularly in the tech sector, which is increasingly the most important part of the economy. It certainly is for China. They import more semiconductor technology than they import oil, for example, in terms of value. So in that regard, we're looking at, I think, more decoupling, or what the Chinese would call de-Americanization of supply chains. That's not entirely negative because, you know, there is going to be restructuring of supply chains. There's some opportunities. There's some silver lining there. But I think this is the much bigger foundational stuff that analysts need to be looking at when they look at trade between China and the U.S.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.